Hi, I'm Xochitl Mora, Director of Communications for the City of McAllen, and I'm coming to you on 1300. We're here once again joined by our McAllen City Manager, Mr. Roy Rodriguez, to talk a lot about what's going on, updates regarding the City of McAllen's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Rodriguez, welcome to our studios once again. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So again, each day is a new normal, if you will. There's new decisions based on different information we have. And so we do have some closures to discuss. Can you tell us about some of those closures that we have now that might affect our public?
Sure. So we decided that with the amount of people going into our public library and the satellite libraries, to go ahead and close that down to the public. You know, our library, especially the main one, is very, very popular. Even in today's world where we've got everything, you know, electronically and digitally, lots of folks like to go in there to enjoy the atmosphere and also to use our computer labs. You know, there's a lot of kids in our community that are in need of that, and so we see a lot of traffic. And so we decided that with this newest order that was the best thing to do, is to go ahead and close it to the public. There's a lot of things that our librarians and our staff can do in the meantime, which they're going to work on, but starting this weekend, the library will be closed.
And so that affects our libraries as well as our community centers, but parks are still available, and some of that programming that parks and libraries offer are now available online or on social media.
That's right. You know, we do a pretty good job all the time to try to provide those services to our community, but especially now, we really put it on high gear and ensure that we're providing as many of those services as possible. So we ask that our citizens get on our webpage, find out what they are, especially because the kids are on a prolonged, it's not spring break, right? It's a prolonged stay at home, and they're still going to be required to do work, so we want to do everything that we can for them.
So we do encourage everyone to head to the parks or the library's website and social media for that programming if you're looking for activities for our kids. And speaking of our kids and the prolonged furlough from their schools, that you will, the City of McAllen and McAllen ISD did an amazing project this week that just came about rather quickly.
Right. We're so fortunate that the timing is what it was. You know, recently the McAllen Independent School District actually reached out to us and told us that they had equipment that they were no longer going to use because they were replacing with new, different type of equipment. Not so much better, but different. And so our IT department took it upon themselves to go inspect it, realize that it's good equipment, and we brought it home. And so as we started looking at what it is, a lot of it is gives us the ability to put Wi-Fi through hotspots around the city. So IT, as we speak, is out in the community placing temporary hotspots in McAllen, especially the middle and South McAllen, where we know the need is the greatest. And so we feel so good that we're going to be able to do that because the schools are closed and the kids can't go to the schools to do their work online. So hotspots will be at our parks, at any public facility, and at MISD schools. They will be able to park out there. We recommend that they go with their parents, stay away from other folks, and they will be able to pick up the signal of the Wi-Fi and do their work.
So this is such a great partnership that we have with the McAllen ISD, and so being able to allow our students to continue their programming, their academic learning, and so we encourage them to utilize that. Of course, our parks bathrooms are closed, but the park facility is still open. Good
point. Yes, I want to remind everyone that our bathrooms are closed, and so we haven't gotten any complaints. You know, our citizens are being fantastic. But like we said yesterday, we want to limit the amount of time that they're there so that they don't congregate and get into gatherings of more than 10. So, you know, but still they'll be able to enjoy the park, do some exercise, and then go back home. So the restrooms are closed.
So we do have that map available for everyone, and that can be, again, accessed everywhere. So kids, continue to do your homework. This is not an excuse for that, but we want to thank McAllen ISD and, of course, City of McAllen IT for that effort to help our community that way.
Yeah, what a great team. You know, Dr. Jay Gonzalez and I have a very personal and great relationship, and for us to be able to do this together for our community through his school board and our mayor and city commission is really awesome.
So we do have one more closure to talk about that will begin shortly, and that affects our McAllen Development Center. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. The Development Center is something that we're very proud of here in McAllen. We've had it there for several years. What we tried to do was, put a building that is more than a building. It's a place where developers and contractors can go and see everybody they need to see for development. And it's very important to our success here in McAllen. But again, a lot of folks go in and out of that facility, and in order to protect them, the community, and our employees, we are going to close the building, but we're going to continue to be in business. So we urge them to call our numbers, get on our webpage so that we can communicate electronically. They will still be able to drop off plans if they've got a set of plans, whether it be commercial or residential. And we will review them, call them, have them picked up, issue the permit. We're going to be as efficient as we possibly can. But again, every moment that we decrease the amount of contact is a moment that we recover quickly.
So this is, again, the McAllen Development Center, and those departments that are housed there include, of course, the Building Department, Engineering, Health and Code Enforcement, Planning, and Tax departments. So any citizen who needs to access those, or of course our developers, we are going to work with you in this new normal as we continue to navigate and govern as the City of McAllen. And continuing with governing and providing services, we have still services that will continue uninterrupted, such as trash and recycling pickup.
Sure. Let me back up though to the Development Center, because the tax office is very important. We've got a lot of residents that paying their taxes is important. We have a great record with our citizens. Always very high percentage of them are on time and so on. And so that office is going to be closed because the building is going to be closed. But we urge them to go online, which they will have a little discount if they use their credit card. And they also have a drop box. If they have any questions, they can call us because it will be manned. There will be personnel there, and we urge them to do that and take care of whatever they've got to take care of at the tax office. Most of the taxes have been paid. Luckily, we're in March. Most of our folks by February, it's taken care of, but we want to be able to provide service there. As far as other services, McAllen takes great pride in what we do for our citizens. So we've got every employee working, and so solid waste is going to continue, solid waste collection, street maintenance, drainage. The weather doesn't know that we've got a health problem, a health crisis. So the weather could be here any day, and we've got to be prepared for that. While we're dealing with this, we have to deal with the reality that life goes on, and there are other needs. So we're here. All of the employees are working, and hopefully that will continue through this.
Any message you'd like to give to our citizens today regarding these latest updates?
Well, again, I'm going to tell them that this is what we're going to try to do. Information is power, and I realize that our citizens need information. There's also a lot of false information out there. And the only thing that I would say to them is, if you don't hear it from us, then just don't believe it. Give us a call the 311 center, call city management, call MCN, and we'll get you the answer. And so we're going to do our very best to give them as much information as we possibly can.
Okay, well, there you have it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching on 1300. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, for joining us. We continue to encourage you to stay watching MCN 1300. Follow us, the City of McAllen, on social media or our websites for the most accurate and up-to-date information regarding our response to the pandemic crisis of the COVID-19, as well as all of our government services for our community. For the City of McAllen, I'm Xochitl Mora.
Our team. Stories that count from people who care.